Hey, mommy friends. I just have a few seconds. I'm going to pop on here really quick because I had to share something with you. Just got back from my walk, and I can't tell you, just on one walk alone, how many times I got blinged with messages and texts and questions from my mommy clients and my potty training consulting clients, asking me for help getting their little toddler ready for preschool in the fall. Most daycares and preschools require you to have your kiddo completely potty trained before they will accept them into their program. I'm here to help. Let's get started. If you have a question about potty training, make sure to check out parts 1 through 5. Very valuable information about beginning the process of potty training your toddler all the way up through getting them into daycare and getting them qualified and enrolled and registered in their preschool. Are you starting now, mamas? We got to get these babies ready because if they aren't potty trained by the time school starts, preschool or daycare, they might not get accepted into the program. And you know, some of these waiting lists to get into these daycares and preschools are very long waiting lists. So that would be a big bummer, right? Wah, wah, wah. So here's what we need to do. We need to work fast, but not stressful, to get your kiddos potty trained and ready for preschool. Take a moment to click that red subscribe button down below. Hit that notification bell. Okay. First of all, daycares, preschools, kindercare, they call it different things all over the world. I say daycare loosely because daycare in some countries means preschool or pre-K, but there are also daycares like in the US that are caregivers for children that are in diapers still, and that's a different situation. So as a rule, it's usually the school, preschool, pre-K schools that I'm talking about that require your kiddo to be somewhat potty trained, and you just need to look on their website to see if they expect them to be partially potty trained, halfway potty trained, completely potty trained. Most of them are going to require that your toddler is fully potty trained or at least mostly potty trained before they are allowed and accepted into the school program. What this means for you as the mommy, the trainer, the coach, you need to have already started your potty training process months ago, months in advance before school starts. Most preschool programs start in the fall, so we're talking August, September. So you should probably start training in the summer. Like use those warm summer months to start doing the bare bottom method, the bare bum technique, spending your days outside in the sunshine, running around in the backyard, blowing bubbles, chasing butterflies without pants on. Giving your child plenty of time on their potty training journey so that they're fully prepared and comfortable with potty training by the time school starts. Since all daycares and facilities are going to be different with their rules and their regulations and their guidelines and their expectations for your toddler and their potty training level, you might want to just check online. They probably have their information posted on the internet somewhere on their website that you can look to see. Read the rules, read the guidelines, read those expectations, and make sure that you're up to par and up to date on everything that you need to do to prepare your child for potty training and being completely potty trained before they start daycare or preschool. Some daycares and preschools actually take care of your child and do the whole potty training process with them. They go through every step of the way, taking them to the bathroom, helping them with their undressing and redressing, getting them cleaned up, wiped up, washing hands, and escorted out. They do it on a schedule. They probably do it, hourly or in groups, or maybe they go the boys at one time and then the girls at another time, or they probably go before snack time to wash up or after snack time, whatever. So find out what your specific school's schedule is and talk to a teacher or a helper and ask them what their routine is, what they do with the kiddos and how they go about the potty training part of the kiddo's day, so that you can start practicing those steps and get into those routines at home with your toddler so that they're completely familiar and completely aware and comfortable with the whole process, and then they'll know what to expect when they start school. Okay. Here are the basic steps that I'm familiar with that most daycares and preschools expect from your toddler as far as what level of being potty trained they expect your kiddo to be. Number 1, they need to be able to speak up. They need to be able to ask or say to somebody, to an adult or a grown-up or a teacher or a helper, I need to go to the bathroom. I need to go potty. My bladder is full. My tummy hurts. I feel the poo-poo coming. Whatever they need to say to the teacher to say, take me to the restroom. Gotta go. So teaching your kiddo to not be shy, not be bashful, not be ashamed or afraid to say, hey, gotta go. I gotta go to the bathroom. Something's coming. I've got that urge. My bladder's full. I had too many juice boxes, whatever. Making your child feel completely comfortable about asking or telling someone that they need to go potty. The second thing on the checklist that I think most preschools are going to expect from your toddler needs to be able to independently find the toilet, walk over to the toilet, help themselves to the toilet, and start to be able to go potty and use the toilet. Since your child is at preschool, they're probably going to have a helper or a teacher or assistant or somebody that can help them go into the restroom and kind of assist them or supervise them as they're going to the potty. But your child needs to be somewhat independent about finding the potty, walking over to the potty, and getting up onto the potty or the stool to start going potty. The third thing that's pretty important that I think a lot of preschools are going to expect of your toddler is to be able to undress and redress themselves. What I mean by that is getting their pants down, unzipping, unsnapping, unbuckling, untying their shorts or their pants, and getting their pants down so that they can get up on the potty and use the restroom. I think I might be able to give you a little bit of advice here, mamas. Don't send your kiddo to school in buckles and pants that have zippers and snaps and buttons and things that are hard for them to fumble with their little tiny fingers. They might not have that manual dexterity down just yet. Their motor skills might not be able to handle some of the zippers and snappers that are on these cute little kid clothes. I would just send them to school with a pair of drawstring shorts or elastic waist pants or a skirt, something that they can get on and off easily and not be standing there fumbling and jiggling and wiggling trying to get undressed and then maybe possibly having an accident at school in front of all their friends. Speaking of being with their friends, because a kiddo is at school, being entertained, learning things, coloring, doing artworks and crafts and music and songs and being with their friends and playing with toys, they're going to be distracted. They're going to have a lot on their mind and they're not going to be thinking too much about their bladder. So they're not going to be aware of that urge when it comes right away. They're going to be ignoring it. Oh, I don't have to go pee. I don't have to go pee. I don't want to go pee right now. I'm having too much fun. And what's going to happen is they're going to wait too long to the end of that sense of urgency that they're having, and then they're not going to give themselves enough time to get over to the potty, walk into the room, ask a teacher, whatever, get over to the toilet, and then unsnap, unbuckle, unzip, whatever. So making it quick and easy for them to get undressed or unsnapped or whatever. Just do elastic waist or a drawstring, something simple. Teaching your kiddo that they shouldn't wait until the very last minute of absolute full bladder urgency to speak up and say, hey, I gotta go, let's go potty. So bladder awareness, teaching your toddler how to be aware of what that feeling is, the sensation of the pressure in their bladder or their poo-poo. If they're feeling like their tummy's starting to get rumbly and their bowels are starting to move around down there, helping them become aware of that bladder awareness or that bowel movement awareness so that they can feel and go, okay, this is how much time I have to get over to the potty or talk to a teacher or my mommy or a grown-up and say, hey, I gotta go potty. And working on the timing of that so that they know, okay, by the time I sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, that's how many seconds it takes to get to the potty. Or, oh, when my bladder is full, I need to start thinking about talking to somebody and asking a grown-up now instead of waiting too long until I finish my little Lego project or building my little thing or coloring my picture. You know what I'm saying? So what do we have so far? We have speaking up, saying I need to go potty, telling an adult or a grown-up I need to go potty, and not being shy to talk to a teacher or a helper or an assistant about saying, hey, I gotta go potty. This is not a shameful, embarrassing thing. I gotta go. Get me to the toilet. Being independent and taking charge of their body and saying, hey, I'm gonna go walk over to the potty. I'm gonna find a teacher and say, hey, I'm going to the bathroom now, so that they don't feel like they have to wait for permission or wait to be asked. Do you need to go to the bathroom? Who needs to go to the bathroom, class? Oh, we're all going to the bathroom at this time, class. If your kiddo needs to go, especially if it's number 2, you know how it is when your tummy's full and rumbling and you're like, okay, I got to find a restroom. I'm on my walk or I'm in the car in traffic, but I got to pull over and go number 2. We need to teach our kiddos that it's their body and they're in charge. And then third is independently dressing, undressing, redressing, taking their pants off to go potty, sitting on the potty, turning around and getting comfortable, climbing onto the potty and turning around and seating themselves. And then, of course, getting back down by themselves independently and putting their pants back on independently, all by themselves. Big boy. I'm a big girl. Okay, here's the big one. This is the one that pretty much all of my mommies have an issue with and are struggling with. Their kiddo has been accepted into preschool and they've got this potty training thing down. They tell you when they need to go potty. They can get on the potty by themselves. They can dress and undress and redress and pull their pants back up all by themselves independently. But the big question is, can they wipe? Wiping all by themselves. Can they wipe themselves? This is a tough one, guys, because I know kiddos that are 5 and 6 years old that still need help cleaning up in the bathroom. They still need wiping assistance. They'll call out from the hallways in the bathrooms, "Mommy, I need wiping. I need to be cleaned up. I'm all done." Okay, wiping is not a fun thing to teach, no doubt, for obvious reasons. It can be messy. There can be a negative association to the smell. Kiddos feel dirty and stinky and yucky. These are the kiddos that we need to be very careful not to say yuck, P-U, oh gosh, gross, ew, I can't do this, you do it. Teaching your kiddo to wipe is something that should come at the latter part of the potty training adventure, but it needs to happen. You don't want to skip this part because it's something that your child is going to be doing for the rest of their life, hopefully, right? Independently, without your help. But daycares and preschools are kind of strict about this because they have sanitary reasons and health code reasons for not being allowed to or willing to dig in there and help your kiddo wipe their bum. Luckily for boys, there's not a whole lot of wiping in the front, usually, maybe, sometimes, mostly. But for girls, they need to have wiping skills, at least for the front. Cleanup in the back is something that you need to work on with your kiddo when you're first starting to teach your toddler in training how to wipe and how to clean up after a BM. I would start with just wet wipes, your usual baby diaper baby wipes, and whatever brand you've been using for diaper cleanups, for poo cleanups. And teach your kiddo how to hold the paper, how to hold the wipe, how to make it in a place on their hands that's not going to get messy and all up in there with their fingers and their knuckles and stuff. I'm sorry this is gross to talk about, but how else are they going to learn? I mean, you could set an example and show them on yourself, on your own body. Look, this is how mommy wipes. But I don't know how many mommies are comfortable having their kiddo right all up there in the front or in the back where all the action is. Regardless of that, you need to be comfortable with teaching your kiddo to wipe with their own hands so that they know how it feels to do it themselves with their own hands. They can watch visually a million times and see what it looks like, to see how it goes, how it works. But to be able to do it themselves with their own hands, with their own dexterity and motor skills, they need to be able to feel what it feels like to reach behind and clean and to check to see what they caught on their little wipe or their tissue paper. They need to know what it feels like to go back in again with a second piece that's clean and get another swipe and make sure that they're getting it all out. You know, by the time they get to be in daycare or preschool, they're probably 3 or 4 years old. That's usually when the wiping skills develop. And you don't really necessarily need to teach them wiping and cleaning themselves in the very beginning. Because in the very beginning, you're trying to get your kiddo just to sit on a toilet and stay put until something comes out, right? Or you're trying to keep them entertained and singing happy little silly potty songs or giving them coloring books or stickers or blowing bubbles, whatever you can just to keep them on that potty and to get a success out of them, to get something to come out. So in the beginning, you're not really working on the wiping skills just yet. Give that time. But if you're going to be putting your kid in preschool, you might want to start thinking about teaching the wiping skill once they've got that potty training success and peeing and going poo-poo in the potty down. Okay, I think that covers the basics on the expectations of getting your kiddo to be approved and accepted into daycare and preschool. If you have any questions, please make sure to leave comments because I can answer your questions directly down below. If you found my video helpful at all today, please take a moment to subscribe. This helps me to be able to continue to help other mommies like you who are in need of assistance with potty training their toddlers. We're going to get through this, mommies, with a little bit of patience, some compassion, and a lot of love. I'm Miss Jen. Thanks for watching, and good luck. Please leave some comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Some thumbs up are always nice, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. To do these things independently. Okay. We need to teach our kiddos that it's their body. Never gonna get the sentence out. I need to slow down. Most potty training. One more time. I'm Miss Jen. All right, I think that's good. Thanks for watching, everyone. This is the end of part 1. The link to part 2 is down below in the description. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Thanks again.